So far, they've been very measured. I mean, but the easiest thing for the Chinese government to say, hey, boycott American brands, as a way of putting pressure. They've not done that, very far from it. So trading conditions for us remain really good. The economy is still growing. It's, I think, 6.7% GDP growth, so it's a strong economy. But everyone knows every country protects itself through tariffs. Tariffs are generally very bad. They just are a tax on every consumer, rich and poor. It goes to government. So if this is a play to get eventually tariffs to come down to like zero and have frictionless trade, that would be outstanding. But you've got to be careful what you wish for, because China lowers their tariffs. It actually helps them long term in build their economy. I think they've been dropping tariffs a bit. But it's a very contentious topic because of certain political sensitive areas on where tariffs apply. So,
I mean, are you in favor of challenging countries that have levied tariffs on the United States by levying tariffs on them? Do you think?
Sure.
Do you think Trump's policies are should he have done this or should he have not have done this? Because it's a lot of people that think it's insane.
I think you have to do it all the time. I mean, let's see. It all depends on the results. What happens? It's a slightly high risk play because sometimes a little sneeze can set off a whole chain of events.
And then there's the intellectual property.
Yeah, and that's also complicated because I don't think it's so much. I mean, I've lived there now. I don't think the Chinese at all are dishonest in any way in which they operate. I don't think so. It's true that they have a different way of operating politically. So, for example, if you want to be a social media platform in China, you've got to give them the right to be able to monitor the conversation, which people are not willing to give. And as a result of that, they don't have a presence there. But companies such as ours have faced we've been there 30 years now. We've built 8,000 restaurants in 1,300 cities. We've faced no resistance at all. In fact, there are millions of Chinese restaurants, but it's a level playing field, and I think we've done well. So I think it's a little more complicated than just intellectual property. And every country copies intellectual properties eventually, So I think the one thing I would say is that China is very sophisticated in the way they think. And I think that some of the phrases like currency manipulator, et cetera, are unfortunate. I don't think you can manipulate currencies anyway. I mean, otherwise Venezuela and Russia would have done it. I don't think they do. And, some people accuse them of having a very strong RMB. Some say the RMB is very weak. So it's not even clear what exactly people want them to do. So I hope that this thing, it's the art of the deal. I mean, you take the tariffs up and then eventually bring them down. If it comes down, I think it's good for everyone. So,
do you think that the transformation from a producing country to a consuming country, is it manageable? Will there be bumps along the road? Is it going well so far? I mean, obviously consumers are.
I think it's going fabulously. I think in China,
it's not easy.
At least it's not. Yeah, but in our industry, at least in the restaurant business, China is by far the biggest growth opportunity long term in the world. We reckon we are only a third of the way there at the moment, and I say that because of the growth of the infrastructure. The cities, high-speed rail stations, airports that are coming up. That's where we build stores typically. And that infrastructure is growing faster and better than anywhere else in the world. And primary consumer demand is very strong. So.